What up? What up, everybody? Welcome to Wednesday. If you've lived this long, congratulations. Alright, we are live. Let's do a warm-up puzzle. I hate puzzles, but we dropped under the epic 2600 level. Ooh, this is a tough one. White to move and win. The first move is a gimme. So it's got to be pawn takes rook and then h4 check. Pretty much little trick here now. Is there a little trick here? If king f4, h5. So maybe we have to finagle a bagel in this position. This might be an interesting moment here. If king f4 h5, then it's tricky to make progress. If I have king f3 in this position, he tries to take the distant opposition. Then I play king f4. He plays king g6, h5 check. So I think it's king f3. I have to stay within one square of f4. Nice. Nice. Specialist. King and pawn in game specialist. I can't think you cheated when you hung a piece and I couldn't. I know. I wasn't happy. It's alright, I didn't really think you cheated. I just like giving you a hard time. Alright, I wouldn't play 300 games against you if I thought you were cheating. Damn. Nice king and pawn game there. King f3, double exclam. Would you have found it? Revenge. Weird Openings Wednesday. Knight h3. Only move. Dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun dun. Dun dun dun. The shark fin. Dun dun dun. Dun dun. Da-da-da. Da-da-da. Watch the camera carefully now, kids. Double fin action. Don't tell me he went to the bathroom to puke. Or he's just looking up knight h3 in his opening book. Oh, there it is. Alright, 26 seconds I thought. Nice. Nice job. Wait, what? D5. Ah, yeah. D5 is annoying. We probably had this once before. Objectively, I probably shouldn't play D4 there. I need to come up with something better. I should play G3. Oh, it's so obvious now. It's been so long since I played this. I used to do it all the time. One time I won an hourly blitz tournament, like playing knight h3, knight h6 every game. It's a devastating weapon. Yeah, but no, I should play g3. I want to take back. Interesting. You play it like a Caro Kann, basically. Dude, that's so insipid. Refuses to play just anything but solid chess. Alright. I had a guy the other day that did bishop takes h3, which would be very similar to, I believe, a Bronstein game where he was black against Botvinnik. The idea is bishop takes h3, and then h5 and h4. Playing for h5, h4. Now, essentially, you're white and I'm black. In a way. That sounds kind of weird. But I spent a lot of time on that h3, knight f4. My knight's better than your knight. Yep. Your knight's getting away with your bishop. Ha ha. My knight and bishop are clear, although I'm getting away with my other bishop. Okay, my other brother Daryl. And yeah, Wednesday morning. I'm playing weird openings. Did you get weed? No, I had to quit weed a long time ago. Alright. I quit weed like forever ago. My early days. Yeah. Okay, is that what we're gonna do? Should I try to prevent e5, or is that inevitable? Both. Rakia. Drinking on a Tuesday night. So bishop f4. Here's the real key moment in history. Did they kick you out of school or something? That'd be a good reason to drink every day. Hey, Sharky. Okay, you're young. Yesterday there was an article in online news where scientific study pointed out that moderate drinking has no health benefits. I really thought I was reading like the National Enquirer or something. It was like an Onion article. I was like, duh. We need like scientific studies to figure out that moderate drinking doesn't have any health benefits. Only heavy drinking. It's like, what? This is a real thing? That's unbelievable. That like money was allocated for this study. So I want to be like part of the study. They basically got money to get people drunk and research whether their moderate drinking resulted in health benefits. Do I really need that dark square bishop? If you take with the knight here, he just busts with e5 and white. Slightly worse. Not an option. If you're playing for a win, I would say. Okay, I didn't intend to play like this. I should have played g3 on move 2. It was my bad. f6, very thematic. So my intention here was to go for light squares. Gopher. Makes me think of Caddyshack. Gophers. e4. Screw the pawn structure. Where are the Sex Pistols? Now we have an interesting question. Because I was thinking about bishop takes e4. Knight takes is the more natural recapture. Natural only goes so far. So what's up with knight takes? Kind of like it, but wow. I like it. Okay. Wow. You had to play Knight of Fate there. Easy peasy. Is it over? No. It's not over yet. Wow. You can't be enjoying this, though. Where is everybody today? No Astrobate, nobody. Nobody loves me. Where is everybody? Traditionally, Wednesday is my worst stream day. I don't know why I even continue to do it. I got nothing better to do in my life. What was that? Volat. No, Violatich. That's hard to say. Violatich. Check. Queen f7 is the other interesting move. Queen f7. Oh, Queen f7. Oh, mama. Mamma mia. Mamma mia. I just saw it. Schumacher would find this himself, right? He's good with forks. He's a fork specialist. My viewer numbers just dropped from 15 to 8. What do I have, like chess.com bots or something? It's weird. It was 15 and dropped to 8. Like I was a chess.com streamer. My bots moved on to another stream. Mate. Double mate. Mate again. Oh, what a game. course, there's actual games in the database. Of course, Boguslavsky. It's ridiculous. Michael Schleifer. Canadian Championship, 1999. I wonder whatever happened to him. Let's play banter games with those guys. When was that? 99, right? That was before my World Chess Network started. F4, man, that's ugly. Zivoslav Nikolic. I never met him. Chelishkina, so... Chelishkina, isn't she? Is she Russian? Is Irina Chelishkina? Thinking of someone else. I know, she plays in Serbia, I know. But she's not Serbian. She must be like married to a Serbian man or something. I know. She lives in Serbia. She was like the Serbian #1 player. But the name is not Serbian. You know, it just occurred to me. She can't be Serbian. Yeah. Yeah, she was one of the top women in Serbia years ago. This was a pretty good game. Till you lost your mind. Gave up your center and then you missed knight f8. You have to play knight f8 here. And it's an interesting position. I don't like my pawn on f4, but it's performing a function here. Yeah, you have to play knight f8. It's the only move. Perfect game. Sladgie's cheating. It's his 12-year-old child playing. I don't know where everybody is. It's Easter. Is today like a religious holiday or something? Ammar opening. Well, actually, Easter itself, yeah, is on a Sunday. Right. But there's all these other... I'm not Catholic, but there's all these other... In the Protestant church, where I was raised, we never had, like, okay, as many holidays as the Catholics do. I just know there's all these different days. Ash Wednesday and all that. ABCFIGM. That doesn't work. ABCDEF. Alright. You can challenge me. My only requirements are A, that you have 100 games on lichess, non-bullet. I don't like playing like new accounts or anonymous accounts. They're just sprung up. People tend to be sketch. And we got bad sun. Very bad weather here. It's like freezing. I'm surprised it's not snowing. It's weird. Very cold suddenly. All the flowers, the spring plants are going to die. Sudden change in temperature. In Romania they have snow. I saw someone post on Facebook. I'm 3,000 rated already. Welcome. So I'm playing unusual openings, 7+5. So the challenges have to be 7+5. That's the only requirement. 100 rated games, 7+5 casual. But I messed up this. I didn't mean to play it like this. I should have played G3 on move 2. Gorbatov. This is my epic game against Horvath Scholt that's in the database. That was horrible. I was down the exchange. Managed to draw. You guys just let me know if you want to challenge. I'm going to do another puzzle while we're waiting. Yeah, that's my handle on the site. Can we play puzzles? Ken? What's this about? I'm gonna guess it's a knight move. That's weird. You think it could be rook cc2 and just like threatening to play knight e3? Kind of doubt it. Does knight e3 works? No. I mean, knight e3, it doesn't works. I don't know, man. I mean, you know, it might not be losing, but I don't think it's winning. Oh, my first guess is rook cc2, threatening knight e3. I'm not even sure if it's a threat, though, to be honest. If I could play rook c2 and knight e3, would we even be winning? Rook e1. Oh, man. And the interesting thing about this move is that there's no obvious threat for white, so you can just do it. And he's got a lot of games. Blitz. Yeah. It'll doesn't have any games. See, that's the problem. I can't play people who don't have any games. Well, I shouldn't word it like that. I refuse to play with people who have any games. Who don't have any games. Refuse to play. Weird openings Wednesday. Alright. Not to beat a dead horse, but this is what I wanted to play anyway. My favorite. You have games, I just can't log into my old account. Ah. Rook a8 was an idea from Violetich. But I thunk that it wasn't a big deal. Thunkist. I don't like bishop takes h6. It's not that bad. Definitely not white's best move. In the 3 a.m. defense. This is the 3 a.m. defense. Named by me. Created by me. If anyone tries to pass it off as their creation, they've stolen it from me. I'm the only person that has played this over the board. Now, it's a lot similar to a French advance, but a good one. A lot similar. Grammatically correct. Think principles. I have played queen b6 before in this position, but I feel like it's not as accurate. It's probably good as well. Possibly it's better. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say. But this whole setup is bad for white. Taking and playing e5 is like the worst thing white can do against this. You're giving me a good advance. It's a good advanced French for black. This is exactly what I'm hoping for when I play this opening. But it's also the most popular way for white to play. I do play the Alekhine, but mostly only in blitz, or mostly only in casual, rapid blitz stuff. Yeah, I don't think it's the easiest opening to learn. I played the Alekhine a lot in, thousands of blitz games. And I've played it probably less than 10. I have less than 10 over the board games with Alekhine. with a bad score. If I've beaten anyone, it's only like weaker players. I've lost some games with black, but I've never beaten a strong player with it in OTB. I have a draw against a strong player, and a bunch of losses against the master level players that I've played. Alyakin is tough. Okay, I've beaten weaker guys. Actually, I think the opening really is ideally, the thing you should play against weaker opponents, not stronger ones. It is reputable in that I see GMs play it. Yeah, you see people play it. The top players, like for example, Carlsen and Nakamura. Hikaru's played it probably quite a bit. But honestly, I don't think that it's really reputable. And definitely you have to play it a lot. Like Hikaru's played it a lot, clearly. He understands it. But he's probably also careful who he plays it against. I don't know. Naroditsky played in the U.S. Championship like 2 years ago and lost against Robeson. I thought it was the worst decision you could make. You can't play it and not really know what you're doing. You gotta really be a specialist. Playing it against Robeson is stupid. Suicide. So now we have the classic concept of bishop f5. One is hoping that this works. I have an expression that 99% of tactics don't work. This may be imprudent for me to take on c5, actually. Actually, no. It's good. It's good. I think it's good. I hope it's good. I can go for the... I was thinking going for this pawn. White has a lot of weaknesses. Yeah, exactly. I go for this pawn, not for the e5 pawn. And I can't draw arrows because I have the setting turned off. Let's see. Preferences, setting, board geometry. Maybe it's under preferences. Display, piece animation, blah 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 blah. That's it. Oh, game behavior, blah 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 blah. Chess clock. Game behavior. How do you move pieces? Where's arrows? Ah, snap arrows to valid moves. No. All right, thank you. Snap. Master had that move. Wow, that's annoying. That is annoying, but I saw it. I just forgot. Are we there yet? No, okay. A, B, C. Don't get your rook trapped. But you can prevent him from castling here. It's pretty nasty, like rook a6, bishop d3. His rook is almost trapped. Bishop d3, still a good move. There's one thing that bothers me. The obvious. Okay, knight b3, bishop e4. Yes. Rook c8 might be fine as well. Should be. Oh, you have king d2. A big deal. Is it a big deal? He's very strong tactically, this player. I mean, it seems like he really deals in tactical currency. They constantly finding tactical solutions. I'm talking about like concrete sequences of moves, you know, that are based in calculation. We're talking about exact calculations of sequences when we talk about tactics. Strategy is broader. It's more general and more long term. But it seems like my opponent is good at calculating, you know, quick sequences of forcing moves. You have to practice at tactics and puzzles. I mean, it's not necessarily a good thing. You know, it's just a way of focusing your game. It's a sort of stylistic consideration. Generally, people say positional rather than strategic. Why? I don't know, but I don't really like the word. I try to avoid saying it. Yeah, I make a conscious effort not to say that. I think it's misleading, you know. So I always, I mean, when I was coming up, I had the same. See, rook g1 is. It's a nice idea. Of course, there's a strategic element to that, but again, it's really counting on his play is counting on concrete calculation very much. I'm broader in the way that I play is more based on long-term strategic, or if you want to say positional, but I don't like that word. It's vague, you know. It's vague. I mean, positional. I mean, first of all, like for people who aren't chess players, you know, that would have like literally no meaning. Or to beginners, what the hell does it mean to say positional? That's just weird. You know what I mean? Like that move, I mean the word just doesn't really have a general, it just doesn't have a meaning in a sense. Is it even in the dictionary? Is that an actual word? If you go outside of chess, I mean, does the word positional, outside of the realm of chess, is there like a field of study where that move even that word even exists? What else? Where else in the world would there be this terminology of positional? So, you know, chess is a game. There's a lot of games in the world. I feel like we ought to use terminology that makes sense in terms of other games as well. Yeah, I think black's winning here. We have a monster 2 pawns up. Relating to our fixed back position. So something from astronomy. Well, that makes sense. I think that the word I was hoping for this, and this is his first real tactical error in the sense of calculation. He missed bishop f4 check. I'm gonna guess one of my favorite books of all time, actually, by Grandmaster Samuel Reshevsky, is called The Art of Positional Play. I don't know if there's any other books in the realm of chess that were written before he wrote that with a name, referring to positional play, but it's very possible. So I guess it's just, it's like left over from that, from 50s, 60s era chess book. But for me, it makes less sense. At least in terms of like explaining chess to people. If you say strategic, that has a kind of meaning. I've done like classes where I've had to teach non-chess players. I've spoken to non-chess players from like a company where they're working on a strategy in the business world or something like that, and they wouldn't know what the hell I was talking about if I said like positional, Alright. Everyone understands what strategic means. Thomas Treinson, welcome. Karimak. Not the right time limit. Treinson. Throstor Treinson. Alright. They should have named you Throstor. Thorstor. Or how do you say it? Son of Thor. Thorstor. Thor story. Alright, that's enough of the "you're not a bird." Hammer of the Gods. Okay, this is my last 3 AM defense today. I've got to like move on to something else. I love this so much that, and I kind of haven't been doing it for a long time, so it messes people up, even though it's an unsound opening. The disruptive effect it has is relatively high. Computer says queen takes d5 here. But if I wanted to do that, I would have done that in the beginning. I had the same game with the player in our pretty much similar game in our tournament last night. Hardisky put out a guide versus my main opening yesterday. Well, I hope he didn't put out any guides on how to play the Alyekin's defense with black. Because that he doesn't understand. Alright. Bishop c4. Defending said pawn. Oh, an anti-Danish guide. That's pretty weird, man. He must be really geared toward beginning players, because, man, I don't know. I don't think it's not that I don't even. I mean, I don't even play e4, e5 much, and I haven't at all much during my career. But I mean, I don't think I could even like name an example of ever seeing someone else play the Danish Gambit in a tournament since I was like, 1500 maybe. Once someone played it against my best friend when we were like 1500s. But honestly, maybe maybe it's some kind of like. Well, he's not gearing this video toward tournament players. It's obviously it's about like blitz and online stuff. I don't fear Danishes, man. I love them. Naroditsky, yeah, he blew his deal with the New York Times. It's really sad. It was a stupid idea, though. These, like, it never could have been successful. I mean, he just didn't do a good enough job, or I don't know. It wasn't popular enough. But I think it was a stupid idea. Like, entire games, like on the New York Times game site, I liked when the New York Times had a normal chess column. Joel Benjamin was pissed. He wanted that job. It was weird to give the job, honestly, and I agree with Joel. It was like really, really weird to give the job to Naroditsky, who's like a West Coast person. Why would you not hire a New Yorker to write a chess column for the New York Times? It's pretty stupid to give the job to a guy from California. I have to say that having canceled my New York Times subscription yesterday, ironically, I've been subscribed to the New York Times for like 3 years, and I canceled it yesterday. Had nothing to do with the chess. It obviously has nothing to do with the chess column, but wow, Thomas Tristan playing this well. He's up a pawn. I mean, internet, YouTube videos or whatever, it's geared toward online blitz players. I suppose for blitz players, maybe the Danish Gambit is a serious issue. To be honest, strong players don't play the Danish Gambit. It's like, it's basically like the Smith-Morra. Above the 2000 level, you could play like all your life and never have a good player play the Danish Gambit. It's just not good enough for White. I mean, White's lucky if he can equalize. Maybe White can equalize. But against with weaker players, I suppose it can be dangerous, of course. E4, E5, D4 is the most, it's the most aggressive move you can play. I guess F4 is even more aggressive, alright. E4, E5, D4 is the second most aggressive you can play, but it's sounder than the King's Gambit, probably. So, it's still, it's about getting views, though. For me, it's like, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's just not an opening I'm worried about. This is not clear if I have any compensation, or let's say enough compensation. Any compensation for that matter. Now this is a little artificial. His queen on b3 looks exposed. Exposed to the elements. Other than that though, I really like the way he played this. I guess I should seriously play c5. Why am I here if I'm not going to play c5? Miro. Yeah, I know people like that. It's good to like crush weak players with that kind of repertoire. But if you go up in level, you're gonna have to change your repertoire. You're not gonna beat strong players with those openings. That's the problem. They're only good for crushing weak players. Even the Aliakin. I think it's stupid to play it on a high level. But very effective. That's what I was saying earlier. Simon Williams isn't, I like his style and his approach to chess media, but I mean, you've got to realize, like, he's not really a strong grandmaster. So he's like a borderline, kind of like a little bit stronger than me. He's a little bit stronger than how strong I am. He's like a weaker grandmaster. But people are, they he appeals to his occult following because of his videos and his style. But objectively, he probably wouldn't be as popular if he played normal openings. Yeah, it's like self-handicapping. The Dutch isn't too bad, to be honest. Thomas Trenson plays the Dutch. The Dutch isn't too bad. The Dutch is definitely better than the Aliakin. The Dutch was played by Botvinnik, man. I mean, it's fundamentally sound. It's just that you have to be very careful not to weaken your king too much. Dutch is definitely better than the Aliakin. You're not like getting your knight kicked all over the board and you're controlling the center. I mean, what could be more fundamental? Do you think like Mikhail Botvinnik played the Aliakin's defense? Like one of the soundest world champions of all time. He played the Dutch frequently. It's a wonder Kasparov never tried the Dutch. Given that Botvinnik was his coach. Carlsen plays the Dutch. Okay, Magnus can play anything. And he's not really an opening specialist. He just like steals other people's ideas. I don't really like Carlsen as a player. I don't feel like he's contributed, theoretically that much to the game. But he's just like practical and a great competitor. He just uses other people's openings, lets them do the work, and then beats people with it. Okay. H6, Queen G6. Could get a little bit crazy. Tomas. Damn, am I really doing this? Can't believe I'm trading off my bishop on b7. Yeah, I mean, I think Caruana is a good player. I don't know. I really don't know him that well. We only played once. And, you know, he was just too young. When I was still living in America, he was too young for me. I mean, I had heard of him because he was the same age as one of my students. And I remember hearing about, like, the first time that Caruana beat a GM. He was, like, pretty young. Maybe, like, 10 or 9. And my student's dad was all jealous. He was like, oh, I can't believe this guy has already, like, beat a grandmaster. And he's 9. But I never met, you know, Caruana in the States when I was still living in the United States. I haven't really followed his games that much, but he's a great player. I mean, the games that I've seen are very impressive. I like his style. Okay, honestly, you know, even back in the day, he had already started to rise up and be quite a strong blitz player. Oops, I miscalculated. Dropped an exchange here. Now this is going to get really unpleasant. Calculated risk. That was kind of greedy, no? No, I like that about Caruana. He does seem modest and polite. Relatively so. I don't really know. Yeah, I like his personality. I played against him. He was very sportsmanlike, totally normal. First I saw him play here in a lower level tournament. He played in an IM tournament while I was playing in a GM group. And honestly, he didn't do that well. He wasn't overly impressive. It was around 2006, I would say. His results were not super impressive. That was weird though, how quickly he got better. And a lot of guys are like that. You're just like shocked. Caruana was, and he didn't do that well even in the GM tournament when I played him. But then he improved like a rocket, which was unbelievable. I just still kind of wonder, like, how exactly did Caruana improve so quickly, so suddenly? It seemed like. Did he have any particular special coaches? Bishop e3, pawn takes, knight takes, check, no check, takes. Oh. Oh, that'll work. No. No. You don't have to do that. I don't have to, but I want to. Okay. I think you should take the draw there. Is it a draw, though? Do I have any way to play for a win. I didn't see a way to play for a win, man. I would take the draw. It's not a smothered mate. It's not a queen. It's a bishop. Oh no. Forky. Forky 4. Okay. That's a mighty big pass pawn you got there, Sladgie. I thank you. Kind of you to say so. Those are mighty big connected pass pawns you got there. Oof, I missed that fork. I'm having trouble with knight forks lately. What the hell, man? Oh. This isn't good. Aha! It's a nice idea. You're getting mated, aren't you? Take, king d4, h4, f3 check, king f2, king d3, h5, e3 check, king f3, e2. Yeah, Tomas has to bail out, man, and fatal mistake. I think I just have to. I would have taken the draw by repetition after knight f2 check. The engine wants to play for a win. Holy shit. You have to play king g1. The question is, does black have a way to play for a win? Apparently I do, but this is very hard to find. And I wouldn't have any way to know if this was winning or not. The computer says that black is clearly better, but the only way to play for a win is e5, and I'm down the exchange. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't know I was winning here. Let's just put it that way. I wouldn't know if I'm winning here. Maybe I would have tried it. I don't know what I would have done. Yeah. Yeah, you were winning, though. I mean, what happened in the opening, though? You were in trouble, apparently. I missed something. Wow. I missed something here. What did I miss? Queen a5. Oh my gosh. You're losing a piece. That's crazy. You were losing a piece. There's no way to defend LPDO, man. I missed it completely. Loose pieces drop off. That's instructive. Yeah, I just didn't see this at all. That's what we're talking about. That's a clear tactic. Yeah, but he's not sacking the exchange after queen a5. My knight's protecting f7. My knight's on d6. He's sacrificing a whole piece. Knight takes f7. Knight takes f7. He can't sacrifice two pieces for a rook and pawn. He's just losing a whole piece for a pawn. Weird openings Wednesday. So what did we do here? Alyekin time. Yeah, what's up with that, by the way? Hype. No, this is Weird Wednesday, where I play unusual openings. This is hyper accelerated hypermodernism. Hyper. Well, anyway, knights suck on b6, so I looked at this a while ago. Are you threatening me? I have a better question. Is f4 really a good move? Wow. This is wild. I hope you know what you're doing, because I definitely don't. Queen d7. I'm gonna go for it, man. Hey, am I supposed to sack a piece here? There was some crazy line I saw with the computer where the black actually sacrifices a piece. Wow, Haysmir is not awake yet. You just lost your central pawn. He has to play d5. I can't believe it. You caught him off guard. See? The value of unusual chess openings. People playing on autopilot hang their center. Nice, Alyekin. We crushed him with knight b4. No, I mean, the key line is like d5, right? f4, d takes e5, d5. And then what do I do? Sack a piece or play knight d4? I think I have to play knight d4. Knight d4, fe5. And then I can defend my knight with c5, obviously. Presumably white is much better. Yeah, this is not good for white. You got a mouse in your pocket? That's like my roommate who used to put the TV remote in his pocket. But like, where the hell is the TV remote? Chaka's got it. He would control the TV, like, even when he went to the kitchen to like get a snack or something. Man, that was like, yeah, knight b4. Oh. Played by Bronstein against Krogius. Krogius, who wrote a book on chess psychology. Could use this as an example. Krogius was 2575? What the fuck? What? Krogius was 2575? That's pretty crazy, man. In 1971, relatively lesser grandmaster was 2575? I don't know about these ratings, man. Come on, man. I mean, not that many people were 2575. That's hard to believe. Bronstein 2590, yeah. Could you get to 2,000 FIDE playing dumb openings? Well, like the rest of your game has to be like pretty good. Well, Hutnik lost. A3 dubious. Oh shit. You guys check this out. I swear I looked at this. This must have been the line the computer was talking about. D5. Huh? Alright, you want to blow your minds with this variation? D5, bishop F5. What the beep? That is so crazy, bro. What were they smoking? Holy peace sacrifice, Batman. Pawn takes knight, queen takes queen, check. I mean, I'm going to assume like queen c8 is probably not good enough. Queen takes d1 check, king takes, knight takes e5, and black has 2 pawns for a piece plus development. Wow. Very interesting. Compensation. So check this out. Fe5, castles queenside, check. Knight d2, and g5. Fully mobilizing with the flank tack and all pieces in the game. Well, I borrowed it from the Kiel variation of the Scandinavian, which I played a lot. Wow. Yeah, sadly I was going to play this. But this doesn't have enough power. I was just going to go for this and try my luck here. With c5. I was afraid of knight f3, but then bishop g4, I guess. So it's not so simple. Knight c3, g6, or knight d7. g6, bishop f4, securing the e5 pawn, bishop g7. But anyway, what do I do when he starts attacking my knight on d4? Ask stupid question here. h3, chop, chop. Knight takes. Knight takes, bishop takes, or queen takes. Queen a5 check. Anyway, it's playable. It's playable for black. Paris. Alright. You can only, I mean, I would never beat him without cheap, tricky opening. Hey, Miro BTW is getting better. It was nice to get a cheap win. Astrobit, you woke up late. Queen a5 is always bad. I mean, that's practically a middle game, where Queen a5 was recommended by the computer there. No, I guess it's a good move. It gets played in the Brunfeld a lot, Queen a5. I still play poker, but not online. Between like 2008 and 2015, I played online poker full time. but I quit. I quit playing online poker. Now I just play like live, but only sometimes. It's not a job, you know. Nowadays I just play casually. Repaying for that simul game you dropped a piece. Yeah, that was 2 weeks ago. You didn't play this week, right? Are you excited for the dentist tomorrow? Maybe 3 weeks ago. What? Oh, the dentist is on the 13th, so we're good tomorrow. Oh. Alright. It's good that you reminded me of that. Jeez. I had it down as the wrong week. Which reminds me, I have to set up my schedule for next week. Let's see. Every week I like write down what I'm going to do the next week. What? Guys, don't let me forget at 1:30 I've got to go. So we have an hour and 10, we have 40 minutes. Alright. Okay. Hey, it's Miro. I should really pay closer attention to what I'm doing. Our opponent's not here. Well, that's convenient. I've been like thinking I'm falling behind in time here, but he's just not there. Anyway, if it doesn't work out with your lesson, I mean with your dentist, hey, it's Mary, you could come over to my house in Budapest when I move and go to my neighbor. I'm gonna be like living 2 apartments over from the dentist. 12:30. Yeah, what am I doing? All right. No rematches. Let's go. Come on, let's get some challenges here. Fun. 7 + 5. Unusual openings. Damn, not a lot of tactics in this position. So, can that queen be trapped? What's up with this, man? Wow, that's a weird puzzle. By the way, I hate puzzles. Did I tell you guys that? You need to play more games. Well, if you're really you swear you're telling me the truth, Yoda, I'll take your challenge. And I'll take your word for it. You said you have another account where you have enough games. What is this puzzle about? Like, you can't drop the bishop and trap the queen, so it has to be... Yeah, just challenge me if you have the account. We played 3 years ago. I mean, obviously queen e7 leaves his queen with no squares to go. I mean, that's it, right? It's not that difficult. This is like an easy puzzle. I never get easy puzzles. So that's it. I play queen e7. His queen has literally nowhere to go except for b7, and he's lost with the threat of rook b8. It's just a really easy puzzle. It seems too easy, honestly. I'm skeptical. This almost seems like a trick. But white literally has no threats. What's he gonna do? Like e4? I mean, it has to be queen e7 and game over. Ah, that's the trap. He frees up a5. But then I just take that square away as well. Yeah, that doesn't help too much. I just play a5. And then there's that move. Oh, so it's a cute puzzle. It's a cute puzzle. G5. Pawn takes pawn. This is where it's going to get weird. G5, pawn takes pawn, rook B8, pawn moves, and then queen F8 wins the queen. Now rook B8, pawn takes pawn, or G6. Oh man, pawn takes pawn isn't a problem, but G6 is a problem. Oh, it doesn't matter because I'm just winning a piece. All right. Yeah. Boy, that was a tough one. All right. Wow, we're back for 2600. Back where we belong. All right. Challenges. Yoda. Oh no. What am I gonna do with that? Can't play hyper modern openings. I can't play something fun against this. The modern defense on Weird Wednesday, what am I gonna do? Like H4 I've played before. The Kamran Shirazi attack. Shirazi's... That's funny, you know. I remember watching Shirazi play Blitz against like Roman or someone, I don't remember, in the 80s, and thinking like, oh my god, it's so crazy to play. How could you... H4 is just... You know, come on, it's the modern defense. It's not that bad to play H4. If Black's going to play G6, H4 is not that... It's not that bad, honestly. I remember thinking it was really extreme. Okay, Shirazi was legendary and still is. For playing like weird stuff. Man, I only have one friend online. Astrobate, you're not even online. What's up, man? What are you doing? You're like hiding? He's hiding out. He came directly here. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. I guess. I play, with the H4, H5, I feel like it's a little bit much to play D4. So I'm going to play this like conservatively in the center. Try to keep the Black Knight under surveillance. Yeah, I hate when that happens. You get your knight like sandwiched in there. What I want to do is play D3 so I can meet a knight move with H6. It ends up being difficult for Black to get his knight off of H6 ultimately. Alright. We've got half an hour left. Acerbate. Did you gift some subs today? That was yesterday. Not Queen. Trap MC. followed. Smir was never going to lose to that knight b4 variation again. He's seen it all now. Speaking of the fantasy, what is it called? The hillbilly attack? Fantasy hillbilly. Hillbilly fantasy. That's that that crazy right-wing Republican author guy from Ohio. What a moron. Anything to get attention. Hillbilly effigy. The hillbilly attack. It's racist chess opening name. Is it racist to call people hillbillies? Is it politically correct to use the term hillbilly? Who cares? Alright. Joe Manchin. What's up, bro? I like how every politician from West Virginia is like directly collecting money from coal businesses, really representing the poor West Virginians. What are we gonna do? Honestly, when I think of hillbillies, I think of West Virginia. But maybe I'm wrong, you know, maybe that's just like a bad stereotype. It's actually a much broader region in the States. Hillbilly territories. Appalachia. The hillbilly opening was not clear who created the name. I don't know, man. It could have been Jack Young who named it the hillbilly attack. Jack made up a lot of weird stuff. I don't know if he just like publicized it or made it up. But I don't know where he is or if he's even still alive. He's probably still alive. But I never heard about him. Bishop takes c3 check. Astrobate, you don't have permission to sack your queen here. That's a big exchange. That's not a minor exchange. No, Jack Young would be perfect for the stream. He used to write a column called Bozo's Chess Emporium for Chess Horizons. And he was like an authority. The National Master rated around 2300, but he was a specialist. He would only play... He was obsessed and would only play like really weird openings. And, you know, he even like created his own like strange openings. I have a friend who knew him. Maybe he knows what's happening. Yeah, that's not good. You're supposed to play h5, but it doesn't have the best score. So it looks like maybe this d5 has been played by the cognoscenti. h6 has a good score. Can always do that. Yeah, see, there's a Shirazi game from '04. But I mean, I knew him watching him play it 15 years before that. Most people react with h5. I've never really liked playing h5. But this d5 is kind of interesting. So you got Svidler, Moisenko, some strong players reacting in the center. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. It really does, because like when you go for a flank attack, you're supposed to counter in the center. Bologan, Chatlobashev, Balazs Laszlo played this back in '76. Manassian, Sean Talbot losing to Spielman in 1980. But, you know, no match there. This h4 against g6. I mean, no, it's not Shirazi's opening. Obviously, it was played way before him. There's a game here. There's a game here in the list. Balazs Laszlo was one of a group of Hungarian grandmasters who really specialized in Pyrrhus Modern. Here's a game from 1976. Hanfi versus Balazs, 1976. So this is not new. The modern is not modern anymore. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to come up with something creative against the modern. What am I going to play? Seriously, c4? h4 is the fourth most common move. That's actually kind of surprising. But like, look at the database: 31,000 games with d4, and then everything else is just like less than a 30th. Less than a 30th. Everyone plays d4 against the modern. It's crazy. After h4, it's equal. I mean, c5 is surprising more people don't play c5. Probably. Knight f6 would be interesting. Andrejk and Peter Heine Nielsen played it. This actually makes a lot of sense for black. You're counterattacking. And after e5, you can choose between h5 and d5. Prdojevic versus Predjevic versus Andrejkin. Morozevich versus Peter Heine Nielsen. So black could sack on h5. Yeah. This is interesting. So, wow. It's a good line for black, actually. Knight f6. Probably white shouldn't play e5. I don't know. Alright, e5, knight h5. Well, definitely not bishop e2. This actually looks like a good line. How did Peter Heine Nielsen lose here? Knight f3, not very scary. Looks like he messed up with bishop g4. D e5, knight e5, bishop g7, bishop e2, c5, bishop h5, pawn h5, queen h5, bishop e6. Wow. You gotta play dynamically. It's an example of how important it is to play. Yeah, he lost because he lost because he didn't play dynamically enough. He lost because he was intimidated or... Clearly, you've got to play dynamically. This move was essential. White can also play knight c3, though. Now we've got a bunch of games. Another Andrakin game. Dick Van Geet. Dick Van Dyke. The original. Dick Van Geet. Dick Van Dyke is still alive. He has to retake his driver's test. What, 97? Police have ordered him to retake his driver's test. Man, this actually looks, yeah, better. What about d5? Problem is, like, where do you go on this? You gotta go to d4. Pawn takes pawn, pawn takes pawn. h5, queen e2. Yeah, that's a weird position. There's a lot of unexplored territory here. Apparently he survived another car crash back in the 2010s where his car like exploded into flames and he survived. Did you know about that? Princev. Fides. Alexander Princev, Ukraine. I don't figure this out, man. Let me see something. Where are the Ural Mountains? Yeah, Rushkin territory. West Siberia. Yeah, that's weird, man. I don't understand how a guy from the Ural Mountains ends up, like, having Ukrainian flag. That's weird. Perlis is back. It's your last chance, bro. You've been timed out once already. Alright. Yeah, we do the bird. Bird is the word. He's here. I forgot to move with white. I haven't played a computer today. I was really hoping to get, someone cheating. This will be our last game for today. Polar bear? You say. I want a polar bear for my birthday. Can you give me a polar bear, please? No. I don't get a lot of cheaters. I was in the mood for one. No, I mean, that's why I play casual, first of all. Because if you're a streamer and you're playing rated games, I would think like you get a lot of people trying to cheat. But pretty much playing casual generally cuts down on that problem. Do we want to play knight d4? Probably not. Knight d4 is not as great as it looks. Man, I had a very similar game against someone a long time ago. It was months and months ago. d4 is the tempo here. Tempo's fugit. It's a really, really bizarre move in a way because I'm weakening this square significantly. I'm willing to give it to you. Yeah. If I'm selling a subscription-based, like, chess site, I'm not going to admit that, like, 8% of people are cheating. Propaganda. Really, the Russians should, like, hire chess.com. Support their propaganda department. I played on the site and like 6 out of 10 players cheated against me. I'm sure they've improved since then, but still, I mean, the other thing I like is that it was really hard to report people for cheating. Astrid, you're a pro, right? In reporting. Tell us your favorite technique as a reporter. Do you like to submit a lot of example games and research the cheaters? 6 out of 10 moms prefer GIF. When you see a statistic like that where they're claiming it's like point 2, it's like, they're lying. I would definitely trust their statistics. Point 2 got banned, probably. The rest were like forgiven. Alright, knight g6, I don't know. You do a deep dive into the games? Yeah, that's good. You gotta submit supporting evidence, not just like they cheated, ban them, signed Asterbait. Send them to hell. Love, Asterbait. I don't know, man. I'm kind of short on good squares here. You gotta keep the center protected. I guess I could just play a3. Well, I think the other takeaway from that, Miro, is that chess.com gets a lot of casual people from Facebook, the internet, etc., where they wouldn't know if someone was cheating against them. Like beginners that just barely know how to move the pieces wouldn't know the difference, if someone was cheating or not. Of course, It's not really the issue with the total beginners anyway. No one needs to cheat against them. Well, some people assume everybody cheats. It's not just about beginners, though. Some people like me, we're just paranoid by nature. This player has a weird style. It's uber hyper modern. And fast. White's better, but it's not so easy here. 97 is a nice move. Damn. I'm ending up in like a passive position. More space, but my pieces are like restricted. I guess the less you know. Wow, knight f5 directly. Oh my god, that's an annoying move. So it's a knights versus bishops guy. Wow. I don't like the way... Yeah, I don't like the way this is going. A lot. I have to be alert. Queen g5. It's a good thing g2 is protected. White's better, but pretty unusual style for a player who's around 1800, I would say. I'm not greedy. Then he has rook b2. Rook b2 was really scary. I did not like the rook on the 7th rank there. That was probably way stronger than queen g5. Can grab a pawn here. Can grab a pawn here. Huh? Oh, check and take that? When? His knight's under attack. Oh, I see. Well, it's complicated. Let's put it that way. Takes, check, king h2, knight takes c3, bishop takes f5, pawn takes f5, pawn takes f5. It's actually even material. You mean knight e2. Knight e2 and knight c3. Yeah. Nobody wins a pawn. It's equal material. Wow. Don't love my position. This guy seems pretty good, man. I would say it's unusual for a player this rating to be this strong in terms of knight versus bishop play and sort of hypermodernism. I could be worse here. Wow. Just gonna bail out. Looks like I'm worse. He's like sees everything instantly too. It's really annoying. Oh, he has that as well. Jesus. So like clearly worse, he finds all the moves instantly. I knew we'd get at least one suspicious game today. It was weird the way he disconnected after the first game and then came back. He's like, okay, I'm gonna fire up my engine and then I'll be ready to play. Practically in Zuzwang. Wait here. This guy's like way too strong and fast for his rating. Ooh, what was the opening again? He had a tremendous opening too. That's crazy. What a weird game. Knight f5 in between move. 2 knights versus 2 bishops. h6. Really well played by black. Astrobate with the gift subs. You didn't do that, right? He gifted a sub to this guy. I don't know if that's a good idea, Astrobate. Wait till I resign at least. King Chaser. We know him. King Chaser's good. I have not played this player before. It's always a bad sign when I get crushed by someone the first time I play them. Anyway, last game for today, guys. I gotta go. Another thing is that there tends to always be a loss in my last game on the stream. Just keeps threatening stuff. Maybe I can hold on. Black clearly way stronger than it looks. I mean, not only strong but fast as well. No, he didn't do the optimal move there. It looks like. he's still good. I mean, he given me a draw here at pawn up. This game by black. Just for staying in shape, he gave me a draw in a clearly better position. Battle. That's a strong player. We were winning in the final position, a rook ending with rook e2. The thing is, you're going to have two connectors. This rook ending is going to win. So my f-pawn will fall. You know, this is probably a winning position for black. But it requires, you know, good endgame technique, obviously. I don't understand where my advantage went, and I had a great opening, and then all of a sudden it just disappeared. It's too hesitant. Damn, knight f5. I had bishop c1 here. I missed it. This is a huge blunder. Should have played rook a2. Now I'm losing. This is a very good game by black, I think. I missed something, bishop d2, and no time left. Alright, I gotta go. Thank you guys for the games. I will see you later.